Eala pitted against world number 163 Russian in Philippine Women's Open first round. Manila, Philippines. The draw is in for the Philippine Women's Open. Eala will be facing Elena Chereva in the first round of the Women's Tennis Association 125 event. The main draw revealed. The Filipina tennis ace is seeded second in the tournament, which is the first WTA 125 event held in the country. The world number 49 tennis star is a heavy favorite in the tournament. The 23-year-old Russian is ranked 163rd in the world. The winner of their matchup will face either Nao Hibino or Himino Sakitsum. The top seed of the tournament is German ace Tatiana Maria, who will take on France's Leolia Jean in the first round. The winner in the clash will collide with either UAP Season 87 Women's Most Valuable Player Kayamana or Russia's Tatiana Prozorova. Filipina tennis stars Elizabeth Abaquez and Tenny Almeidis will also see action in the main draw. The former will play Mai Hontima of Japan, while the latter will duke it out with Mananchaya Sawankayu. 4 more main draw places are up for grabs and will still be determined via the qualifiers. Steffi Aludo will clash with Japan's Sakura Hasogi in the second round of the qualifiers after she defeated fellow Filipino Angeline Alcala 6-1, 6-0 in the first round on Saturday. Pingtan Plipuek also stamp a ticket to the next round of the qualifiers after beating hometown Bet Lorraine Jallarina 6-0, 6-1. Pilpuek is matched against Rina Saigo, who had a bye in the first round. Victoria Movovoya and Nicole Fossa Wergo will tussle it out in the next bracket, as the winner will go against the victor between Mia Horvat and Miho Kuramochi. The main draw is from January 26 to 31st. Fire on home soil. Eala faces the world number 163 Russian in Philippine Women's Open, a story of heart, hopes and history. In the radiant glow of the Filipino sun, where the voice of fans often rises higher than the roar of the tide, a new chapter in Philippine sports history was set to unfold. Alexandra Eala, the country's brightest tennis star and one of its most compelling young athletes, found herself at the center of a narrative that was bigger than any single match, a story woven from dreams, pressure, courage, and country. In the first round of the Philippine Women's Open, Eala was drawn to face a world number 163 Russian opponent, a skilled and seasoned professional who represented both a challenge and an opportunity on her home ground. Yet in this moment, as the Philippine flag fluttered proudly, the stakes felt larger than rankings and records. They felt like destiny. A homecoming charged with history. It was not just another tournament. The Philippine Women's Open marked a watershed moment, the first ever WTA-sanctioned women's professional event to be held in the Philippines. The Rizal Memorial Tennis Center, hallowed now not only by its legacy but by hopes reawakened, brimmed with expectation as spectators lined up, tickets in hand, banners waving, eyes glistening. This event was not just a stage for competition. It was a declaration. The Philippines, long a land of passionate sports fans, was staking its claim on the global tennis map. And at the heart of it all was Alex. She had touched down in Manila with fans greeting her not as a visitor, but as one of their own, a daughter returning with the world watching. Her journey to the Philippines had been a whirlwind of international stops, the Australian Open debut, career-defining matches against elite opponents, and the steady climb up the WTA rankings that saw her become the first Filipina to break into the world's top 50. Now, on home soil, every heartbeat of the crowd pulsed like a drum of expectation and pride. 2. The matchup, beyond numbers. Her opponent, a world number 163 Russian, was not a household name for many Filipino fans. But to the tennis world, the number reflected consistency, experience, and the kind of baseline proficiency that could trouble even the best. For Eala, this matchup was not merely a numerical duel between ranked players. It was a clash of styles, minds, and narratives. On one side stood a familiar force, a young phenom whose rise had captivated fans worldwide. On the other, a seasoned professional representing the depth and grit of the global tour, someone whose ranking belied the tactical astuteness and court intelligence she brought into every rally. Through the lens of pure sport, this was a clash of rising star versus established challenger. Through the lens of public imagination, it was a crucible, a test Eala had been destined to face. 3. The weight of a nation. Before the match began, in the quiet hush before serves echoed and rallies danced like lightning across the net, one truth was unmistakable. The crowd was not there merely to watch, they were there to feel. They felt the pulse of history. In every shout of "Let's go, Alex," there lay the weight of aspirations that spanned generations. Mothers held their children's hands, youngsters clutched miniature tennis rackets, and veterans whispered tales of past Philippine athletes who dared to dream big. In that court, the sport was more than physical, it was spiritual. The demands were immense: to win, but also to inspire; to excel, but also to embody the heart of a nation. Each forehand and backhand carried not just tactical intention, but the collective hope of people who saw in Alex something larger than tennis, a symbol that talent paired with belief can break barriers. 4. The early stages: craft and courage. From the first point, it was clear this would be a match not for the faint-hearted. The Russian opponent arrived armed with deft serve placement, consistent ground strokes, and the kind of strategic patience that forces even the most aggressive players to rethink patterns. She played with measured poise, probing for weaknesses and never giving an inch without effort. Yet Alex met every test with the fire that had become her hallmark. Her strokes were measured yet bold, her footwork precise, and her focus refined through countless battles on the global circuit. More than mechanics, it was her attitude, a blend of fearlessness and grounded clarity, that captured the crowd's imagination. Here was a player who had seen both triumph and loss on big stages, from Grand Slams to WTA finals, from sunrise victories to dusklit defeats. Each experience had carved deliberate calm into her game, not arrogance, but a readiness to face what came next. Observers recognized this wasn't just athletic talent, it was evolution. While the Russian contested each point with discipline, Alex seized key moments that sparked fervor in the stands. A bold down-the-line winner, a diving retrieval that sparked gasps, a booming serve that echoed like thunder. Each spark was a reminder not just of her talent, but of why this moment mattered so much. It was history, but it was happening now. The heartbeat of the crowd. In the stands, emotion swelled in waves. "Save Alex," came the chant. "Go Philippines," echoed back. Families stood shoulder to shoulder with teens, elders with children, all breathing in sync with every rally. This collective enthusiasm was not noise, it was energy. And in tennis, energy matters.